Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech Story. The story of Marie Curie. Marie Curie was one of the most remarkable scientists in history. Her life was a story of determination, intelligence, sacrifice, and discovery. She became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first person to win 2 Nobel Prizes in different scientific fields, and one of the pioneers of research on radioactivity. Her work changed science and medicine forever. Early lifetime. Marie Curie was born as Maria Salomea Skłodowska on November 7, 1867 in Warsaw. At that time, Poland was under Russian control, and opportunities for Polish people, especially women, were limited. Marie's father was a teacher of mathematics and physics, and her mother was the headmistress of a girls' school. From an early age, Marie showed exceptional intelligence and a love for learning. However, her childhood was not easy. Her family struggled financially, and she experienced personal tragedies, including the death of her mother and one of her sisters. Despite these difficulties, Marie excelled in school. She dreamed of becoming a scientist, but women were not allowed to attend universities in Poland. To continue her education, she joined secret educational groups that taught Polish culture and science, working and saving for education. Marie and her sister Bronisława made a pact. Marie would work to support her sister's medical studies, and later her sister would help Marie attend university. For several years, Marie worked as a governess and tutor. During this period, she spent her free time studying mathematics, physics, and chemistry. Although the work was demanding, she never gave up on her dream of higher education. Eventually, after years of saving money, Marie moved to Paris in 1891. There she enrolled at the famous University of Paris, often called the Sorbonne. Life in Paris was challenging. Marie lived in a small, cold apartment and often struggled to afford food. Sometimes she studied so intensely that she forgot to eat. Despite these hardships, she achieved outstanding academic success. She earned degrees in physics and mathematics and quickly became known for her exceptional talent. Her dedication impressed many professors and researchers. She was determined not only to learn science but also to contribute to it. Meeting Pierre Curie in 1894, Marie met Pierre Curie, a brilliant physicist who shared her passion for scientific research. Pierre admired Marie's intelligence and determination. The two developed a strong friendship that soon turned into love. They married in 1895 and formed one of the most famous scientific partnerships in history. Instead of a traditional honeymoon, they spent time cycling through the French countryside and discussing scientific ideas. Their marriage was based on mutual respect, shared curiosity, and a commitment to discovery. Beginning scientific research, Marie became interested in a mysterious phenomenon discovered by Henri Becquerel. He had found that uranium emitted invisible rays. Marie decided to investigate these rays as the subject of her doctoral research. She carefully measured the radiation produced by different materials and discovered that the effect came from the atom itself rather than from chemical reactions. This was a revolutionary idea because many scientists believed atoms were indivisible and unchanging. Marie coined the term radioactivity to describe this phenomenon. Discovery of polonium and radium. While studying radioactive materials, Marie noticed that a mineral called pitchblende was far more radioactive than uranium alone. This suggested that the mineral contained unknown elements. Working together, Marie and Pierre processed huge quantities of pitchblende. The work was exhausting. They stirred boiling chemicals, carried heavy containers, and worked in poor laboratory conditions. In 1898, they announced the discovery of a new element, which Marie named polonium after her homeland, Poland. Later that same year, they discovered another element, radium. These discoveries attracted worldwide attention. However, proving the existence of the new elements required years of difficult work. Marie eventually succeeded in isolating pure radium, demonstrating its unique properties and securing her place among the leading scientists of her time. First Nobel Prize in 1903, Marie Curie, Pierre Curie, and Henri Becquerel were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for their pioneering research on radioactivity. Marie became the first woman ever to receive a Nobel Prize. At first, some members of the Nobel Committee considered honoring only Pierre and Becquerel. However, Pierre insisted that Marie's contributions be fully recognized. The award brought international fame, but Marie remained focused on research rather than celebrity. Tragedy, Pierre's death. In 1906, tragedy struck. Pierre Curie was killed in a street accident in Paris when he was struck by a horse-drawn vehicle. Marie was devastated. She had lost not only her husband, but also her closest scientific collaborator and friend. Many people expected her scientific career to slow down. Instead, she continued their work with extraordinary determination. She accepted Pierre's teaching position at the Sorbonne, becoming the first female professor in the university's history. Second Nobel Prize, Marie continued her investigations into radioactive elements. Her achievements led to another historic milestone. In 1911, she received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for the discovery of radium and polonium and for her research into radioactive substances. With this award, she became the first person ever to win 2 Nobel Prizes in different scientific fields. This accomplishment established her as one of the greatest scientists in history. When World War I began, Marie turned her attention to helping wounded soldiers. She realized that X-ray technology could assist doctors in locating bullets and fractures. Marie developed mobile X-ray units, often called Little Curies. She personally traveled to battle zones, trained medical personnel, and helped establish radiological services. Thousands of soldiers benefited from her efforts. Her work during the war demonstrated that science could directly save lives. Family life. Marie had 2 daughters, Irène Joliot-Curie and Ève Curie. Irène followed in her parents' scientific footsteps and later won a Nobel Prize for her own research in chemistry. Ève became a writer and journalist and wrote an influential biography of her mother. Marie encouraged both daughters to think independently and pursue their ambitions. Later years. As Marie grew older, she continued directing research institutes and mentoring young scientists. However, years of exposure to radioactive materials had serious health consequences. At the time, scientists did not fully understand the dangers of radiation. Marie often carried radioactive samples in her pockets and kept them in her laboratory. She admired their glowing appearance, unaware of the long-term risks. Gradually, her health declined. Death. Marie Curie died on July 4, 1934, in France from aplastic anemia, a disease linked to prolonged exposure to radiation. She was 66 years old. Although her life ended, her influence continued to grow. Her discoveries opened the door to nuclear physics, cancer treatments using radiation, and numerous scientific advances. Legacy. Marie Curie's legacy is extraordinary. The first woman to win a Nobel Prize. The first person to win 2 Nobel Prizes in different sciences. A pioneer of radioactivity research. A scientist whose work transformed medicine and physics. A role model for women in science around the world. Today, schools, universities, research centers, and hospitals bear her name. Her achievements continue to inspire scientists and students everywhere. Conclusion. Marie Curie's story is a powerful example of perseverance and dedication. Born in a country where women had limited opportunities, she overcame poverty, discrimination, personal loss, and immense challenges to become one of the greatest scientists in history. Her discoveries changed humanity's understanding of matter and energy. More importantly, her life showed that curiosity, hard work, and courage can overcome even the most difficult obstacles. More than a century after her groundbreaking research, Marie Curie remains a symbol of scientific excellence and human determination.